Welcome back, Steelies. There's been a lot of discussion recently about the ease of acceptance and inevitable pedestalization of whites in Black safe spaces. Before we go over this, let's delve into the background of HBCUs, the Divine Nine, and Greek life on college campuses. Most of the mission statements of America's 107 HBCU colleges speaks to the intention of primarily servicing the African American community. HBCUs were founded out of necessity during a time in American history where Black students were denied access to, at the time, all white colleges. Many well-known celebrities and politicians attended and/or graduated from HBCUs. In 1976, POC and white enrollment at HBCUs was at 15%. Today, it is at 22%. Those numbers are unsurprising given the openness to others that Black Americans have always practiced. Beyoncé even paid tribute to HBCUs in her iconic Coachella performance. Sidebar: Black people will gatekeep the hell out of other Black people. But they never seem to have that same energy for non-Black people. The HBCU versus PWI conversation is often steeped in ignorance and elitism. In fact, the very first Black Greek letter fraternity was founded in 1906 at Cornell University, due to the exclusion of Black students from student activities. Black students could go days without seeing another Black student on campus, so this was a way for them to have a safe space to decompress and reconnect with one another. The Divine Nine, with its 5 fraternities and 4 sororities, are historically Black organizations with rich history of service to the community. Many Black people are made aware of this culture through connection to family and friends. I remember being very surprised by the obvious and blatant segregation of Greek fraternities and sororities on college campus when I first attended college. I found that much of college campus life was highly segregated. It's the unapologetic hypocrisy for me. Now, I just explained to y'all why Black fraternities and sororities had to establish themselves in the way that they did. What was everybody else's excuse? The origin of why something was established and created matters. Don't let the big cities fool you. America remains a largely segregated country, and its college campuses reflect that. So again, I'm never surprised to see Black Americans doing the anti-racism work when we didn't make the racism problem that's here today. Black people have always been welcoming with little to no credit and little to no good it does for them. Colorism and the one-drop rule has led to a culture of Black people gatekeeping only other Black people. Black people are ostracized or put in their place in PWI spaces, whereas white people are exalted in ours.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really couldn't hear what she was saying, but everything about her, elegant, so classy, so fine. Listen, Starbucks and Apple Pay all day on me. I love it. Okay.
Hazing rituals, questionably reminiscent to American chattel slavery experiences, have plagued the greatness of these orgs for years. While the Divine Nine has an official no hazing policy, ex-pledges and members have gone on to confirm that's not always the case. The 2017 Netflix original Burning Sands speaks to this experience. Now let's get back to the most recent discussion on this topic: the hypocrisy and the outright audacity.
So I woke up this morning to see this type of bullshit on my fucking Facebook feed. And honestly, nothing infuriates me more than to see a black person defending a white person who does shit like go to HBCUs or joining a black fraternity. But here's my thing, right? Because I actually understand the mindset that y'all be having, which is, oh, it's just a school, it's just a sorority, anybody can join. We can't expect racism to end if we keep excluding ourselves. But here's the thing though, right? Because as a white person, you can go to any fucking university and you would be safe. You can join any of the majority fraternities and sororities and you would be fine. Where we don't have that fucking option. HBCUs and black fraternities and sororities are created as a safe space for us because we are not safe other places. Because white people have colonized everything else and excluded us from it. So why the fuck are white people now trying to infiltrate our shit? It's not our job to fix racism, and allowing white people to do shit like this is eliminating that.
Everyone, I am the person in this picture, and I wanted to address a few things because I'm someone who's going to research before I make very broad statements. I'm not going to explain my reasoning to anybody. I'm not going to beg people to take my side because I don't need to. My actions speak louder than my words, and I'm going to let my sisterhood, scholarship, and service do the talking. For those of you who are not aware of how this process works, it's a very thorough application process. Not everybody and anybody can join. You have to be qualified. There are requirements you have to meet, in which I met them. From my research, I saw that you did not attend HBCU in your undergrad, and you're also not part of D9. I'm sure you have your own personal reasons on why you chose the school that you did, just like everybody does. We just want some clout, just say that. If you didn't make it in undergrad, there's always grad chapters. Let me know if you need help.
President one time, and now they think it's okay to white-splain black shit to a black woman, while also completely disregarding my initial question by assuming I'm speaking out of jealousy as if I applied, I didn't get in. So I'm gonna tell you and all your friends in my comment section all saying the same shit. Unlike you, I don't have to prove my blackness by going to an HBCU, so I went where my black ass could afford. I also never tried to be in D9. Because I don't need to audition to have black friends. I lived the black experience. And this isn't even a D9 or HBCU topic inherently, because let's go back to my original statement, which is why are white people colonizing black spaces? This is a black space issue. And the fact you have the fucking audacity to respond to me the way you did is reaping of white supremacy, as well as flexing your white privilege. And then you found it appropriate to gloat about how you literally took a slot away from another black woman who was trying to get in, when, like I said in the previous video, you could have gone anywhere. You could have joined any other Greek organization. Yet you chose the black one. You chose to colonize. Now listen, I'm not saying that you didn't do whatever fucking procedure you needed to do to get in. It's the fact you knew this was a safe space for black people to get away from you, and you still chose to fucking colonize. Like, okay, Christopher Columbus. Also, I have hella of your friends in my DMs literally sending me death threats. And I know that you're friends because they told me your name before you even made that video. Are you just not gonna address that? Because I thought all black lives matter. Or do you only care about black lives who won't call out your white supremacy? And I see you ignoring your comment section. And since you say you did your research on me, I went ahead and did some on you too. I see you from white suburbia not too far from the city. And your friends in my comments talking about how I have no idea how active you've been in Michigan. The gag is I actually be at the events. My friends be at the events. I know a lot of the organizers. And ain't none of us ever seen you before. And that's because judging by your tag photos, all of your activism is happening in the white suburbs where you're safe. Which is literally for white convenience and taking bodies away from the main event happening every day in Detroit, where we are actually getting attacked by cops, we're actually getting arrested, people have actually gotten killed at these events. Detroit is the blackest city in America, and you're choosing to be performative in the suburbs? And I hope to God you never led any events, but I wouldn't be surprised if you did. So I'll inform you right now, white people leading black events is
Everything I say in this video is not the sorority's opinion, it is my own personal opinion. Now, soror, you thought just because you went to a HBCU and joined a black sorority that your white supremacy dissipated? And that's why you thought you could speak to a black woman like that? Don't miss her initial message because you're lost in the sauce of white supremacy. I'm sorry, Rib Karma, that I have to re-explain what you said because your words were sufficient enough. We all know you had to do the work to get into the sorority because it's a requirement to get into the sorority. What she was speaking on is the fact that white people have access to black spaces. HBCUs were made for black people. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated was made for black people. Split the mission statement. Primary focus on who? Primary focus on who? The black community. Main one who understands her message because you are a white woman in a black sorority. I can't just go to any white sorority and they're going to accept me. I mean, some will, but others are going to be like, you don't really fit our aesthetic. And I can't go to any white college or Ivy League because they're going to be like, we've capped out on the amount of minorities that we're accepting this year. That's what we're talking about. The fact that you can go to any sorority, any college, any space, whether it's for you or not, and you're accepted. Whereas me, black people, your line sisters, we can't do that. And I'm coming at you like this because when we joined, we said that we were committed to the constructive development of our members, which now includes you. Which means me as your soror, I can allow you to be upholding white supremacy and white privilege. That goes against everything the sorority was created for. Please check yourself.
It's the entitlement for me, especially when they know how unwelcoming it is on the other side. And if they truly had respect for the history of these organizations and HBCUs, They should happily strive to honor why they were originally created in the first place. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.